seeing plenty of sunshine out there on each one of our cameras around town. It's not exactly warm outside, but it is the warmest we're going to be all weekend because temperatures are going to be dropping. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Of course, it's January and it feels like it. Temperatures are in the 30s right now this morning, but bitter cold does return tonight. We are going to be noticing temperatures dropping into the 20s and then eventually the teens. So nothing extreme, but just relative, right? We haven't seen cold like this in a while, and it'll be the first time this season that we see single-digit low temperatures, at least widespread. Right now, temperatures, like I mentioned, in the middle 30s. You can kind of see our Newport cam shaking just a little bit because these winds, they're gusting up to about 30 miles an hour as forecast. A cold front passing through the tri-state right now, really. The reason why we saw some snow earlier today, the reason why we're seeing those breezes kicking up right now, and it's also the reason why these temperatures are going to be pretty steady throughout the afternoon too. So 33 right now here in Cincy. It feels like 23, and these winds make it feel extra cold at times. Let's take you up to the skies, our satellite and radar image. Really not much to report out on there. We did rather have some snow showers pulling through the area earlier on this morning. It did leave a little bit of snow out there on the grass, the rooftops for those east of Cincinnati and southeast of Cincinnati, but minor accumulations where we did see it here in Cincinnati. Wet roads, but those have since dried up because of the winds. Not really expecting much in the way of snow for the afternoon, though another chance will arrive later on this evening. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. But with the cold front that we're seeing now, and with another cold front passing through early Monday morning, that reinforces this cold air that's going to be coming into the tri-state, and that's going to be settling on in, and like really settling on in for later on this later on this week, into the week, I should say. But temperatures right now are in the 30s, at least most of us are in the 30s, 28s in Batesville and Connorsville, and high temperatures you'll see here really aren't much different than what we are at right now. Mid to low 30s for your daytime highs. And yeah, you can think these winds gonna start to shift from the southwest to the northwest with that cold front. We will catch a lot of sun with that cold front passing on through, and then the clouds will return this afternoon, and eventually the snow will return too. However, I think it's just mainly gonna be pulling in the cold. It's snow. We can handle the amount of snow that I'm tracking here. We can handle the amount of cold too. It just is a little bit more widespread, the cold is, compared to the snow. We're waking up tomorrow morning in the middle teens after an evening in the 20s. So evening plans tonight, just make sure you're bundling up. It's January and it's going to look and feel like it. Here is what is on our radar for that 7-day forecast. Of course, we're talking about the bitter cold that is actively settling on in later on this evening. But we do start to calm down a little bit. We're not tracking anything in the way of snow really for Sunday outside of a small chance in the evening. But Monday and Tuesday, two mostly sunny days, but very cold days too. And then snow does return to the tri-state. It's going to be a good chunk of time till we see that snow returning. I'll show you what that looks like coming up in just a few minutes as well. Reds Fest is today. The second day of it is today. So if you're heading out within the next 40 minutes or heading out later on this afternoon, just remember it's January and it feels like it. Mid to low 30s for your highs today. A bit breezy, so it'll feel like the 20s. You're not really going to see much snow heading downtown tonight, though it is possible really late this evening to see some snow. All right, let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about what the next few days are going to be bringing, because today it's kind of the end of somewhat seasonal weather. We do start to see those cold temps settling on in as soon as tonight, really, and then it'll stick around for the afternoon and for your Monday too. So highs today, middle 30s, tomorrow, middle 20s, even colder there for Monday. So you can imagine with such cold afternoons, the mornings are going to be bitterly cold. We're going to be seeing overnight lows dropping into the teens and maybe even the single digits by Monday. The coldest morning going to be Tuesday. And you factor in just a bit of a breeze, which today we're noticing it a little bit more than say the next few days, but it'll feel like the mid to low 20s. And then we work into tomorrow morning. I mean, look, these are your future wind chill values. We're waking up tomorrow morning feeling like the single digits. Some of us will get very close to zero and could perhaps go below zero for tomorrow morning. It's more likely that we do that though for Monday and for Tuesday as well. So can't rule out getting as low as maybe 10 degrees below zero. This is mainly north of Cincinnati where we're just colder, naturally a little bit cooler. But most of it's cold. Most of us will just not really care about what the number is. It's just going to be cold, right? We're entering that sort of territory. Now, cold, but calm. That's the silver lining here. We only have a small chance for some snow. Getting into your evening tonight, we have a small chance late tomorrow too, but it's really not impressive enough for me to put a 10 on there quite yet. But I mean, look, our next best chance for snow really isn't until a week from today. And more than likely we could see that change, or at least there's plenty of opportunity for that to change. But I do want to put that on your radar because it's kind of looking like a good amount of snow and perhaps some ice as well. I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. Let's walk you through your weather timeline. Again, today we're seeing some clearing behind the cold front. We'll hang on to that sun until we cloud back over right as the sun sets around 5:45. And there's that little tiny chance for snow that I'm talking about. Mainly east and southeast of Cincinnati. Light accumulations at best. Not impressive. I'd say mainly that little bit of snow is going to be just reinforcing the cold to come, which on Sunday, not tracking much in the way of snow at all. There's that small chance for later on in the evening and overnight into Monday, but again, not impressive. It's mainly about the cold, and those winds will make it feel even colder too. All right, let's talk about the rain chances into next week. Rain and snow chances. Tiny chance in the midweek. Watching out for this cold front passing through. It looks like it's going to be passing through Thursday morning, which means Wednesday can be expecting some rain, maybe some snow, depending on those temperatures. But right now it looks very light. If we see this speed up a little bit, it could get a little heavier. However, if this delays a little bit more, it'll get lighter. Just something to watch. I'm not too impressed by this. But then moving into next weekend, so I'm bringing you into Saturday, a week from today, Saturday, not today, and overnight into your Sunday. Look at the snow coming on in. Notice the pink getting closer too. It's more normal for Kentucky, Tennessee to see ice events. Of course, we're very prone to them here in Cincinnati, so it's something to keep an eye on. But it looks like the ice chance is going to be farther south. It'll clip the tri-state. We're right now leaning on the northern side of this storm system, which means we will see primarily snow. However, all it takes is a little bit of change to change this forecast. You, me, and everyone else in the tri-state know that all it takes is a tiny little tweak to really change this forecast, which is why I want to show you what it looks like now, but really encourage you guys to keep checking back on this forecast and just making sure that if you have plans for next weekend, you're keeping the chance for snow, but also ice in mind. Okay, let's see if we have any questions coming on in. Seth's tuning in. Hi, Erin. How are you doing on a Saturday? I'm doing well. Thank you, Seth. All right, and that's all the questions I have coming on in right now. Let's go ahead and talk about that first alert extended forecast, which, yeah, we're talking about a storm system for next weekend, which means up until next weekend, little chances here and there for some rain, maybe some snow, but it's mainly about the temperatures, in which we go from the 30s today to the teens tonight and only warming up to the 20s for tomorrow afternoon. So your pick day for today, or this weekend, is going to be today. High of 33, peaks of sun. We're seeing the sun now with that cold front passing through, but then eventually the clouds do return. Sunday, seeing plenty of sun as fitting, but it's cold, 27 your forecast high. The coldest afternoon looks like it's going to be on MLK Day, but reminder that the morning and the evening especially going to be cold. Any outdoor ceremonies, celebrations, anything of that nature, bundle up. It'll be very cold, especially Tuesday morning. That's the coldest one. I'm tracking single-digit air temperatures, which means the wind chill will be below zero for most of us, those mornings, Monday and Tuesday morning, that is. And then Wednesday, a wind shift. That's all it takes to bump us up back to near 40-degree high temperatures. And then the chance for some rain in the afternoon. It's associated with a cold front, so the cold does return. We'll see those daytime highs back in the mid to low 30s to round out the work week ahead, and we'll be watching out for some snow chances heading into next weekend. All right, no other questions coming on in right now. Yeah, it's just going to be a cold week, guys. It's going to take a little bit of snow to see the cold coming on in. So again, we do have a chance for snow later on tonight, very light. Again, tomorrow night, very light. I'd say the biggest thing with both of those chances for snow is reinforcing the cold air that's going to be settling on in. The coldest mornings going to be Martin Luther King Day, as well as Tuesday. Tuesday's the coldest one, but we're starting to get to the territory where you don't really care what the temperature is. You just know that it's very bitterly cold. We're going to be staying in the freezer for a good chunk of time. Not forever. We do have 40 degrees returning there on Wednesday. And despite us having a very short-lived warm-up, we're at least not entering the freezer once again for a good chunk of time. But big attention, main attention is going to be on next weekend. That storm system bringing in some snow to the tri-state and maybe a little bit of ice too. So make sure you're staying up to date with that forecast. You can download that Fox 19 First Alert weather app. Head to our website, fox19.com. Get all the latest updates on that as they come in. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Have a great rest of your Saturday.